Hi all, and thanks for watching. In this video, I just want to give you a look at the newest community that I'm working on in my Vil series. This is Murkwater construction site, and I've called it DozerVil. Now, my idea behind this was that the community actually drains the swamp waters around the area, creating a community that not only has a large food production but water production at the same time. And by draining the groundwaters and the swamp waters, they're slowly able to reclaim all the land around the construction site, therefore making it available to them so that they can build this community. So I've been showing you kind of the ground here, and what I'm planning to do each stage is I'll take a bit of the ground away, and it will look like each stage they've actually retaken more of the land around the community, and the swamp waters are kind of receding that way. As well, to kind of add to that effect, I do have a water purifier which is part of the water drainage system, and that will actually change each stage. This being the final stage, you'll have the largest purifier. And I do have restrooms. Right now I'm at the back entrance, and you can see the land is able to go out here. Now, the way that I got the land to actually go outside of the normal base is you just take as big a piece of land as you can, and you try and put as much of it inside the base with the end of it sticking out, and eventually it will let you place it so that you're able to create these little pockets of land that looks like the water has receded. And the base here is surrounded by a full junk wall which goes around the entire base, with the residential on the raised area and over here. And I do have a add-on pack that I used this time around so that I could get a few more buildings to use that kind of fit in with the swamp-like environment. The towers having mold and other growths around them and being rusted metal, things like that. And then around the actual home, which was pretty much destroyed, my idea was that even though the house was destroyed, the infrastructure, plumbing, electrical, stuff like that, was still in basically proper working order. So they built kind of a warehouse, greenhouse around it in order to grow various plants and vegetables and such. Now, the warehouse I rebuilt around it using the existing frame that it had and just adding to it, so you have kind of a storage water warehouse here with your workstation. And then I put various water here with the water barrels. Now, I have the bottles there because part of the idea was they were considering bottling water. And one thing I find in all the fan fiction is a lot of the time they'll have a plastic water bottle. And at that time in history, if you look at our history, like old glass bottles, stuff like that, we didn't have the plastic water bottles. And it's not a normal part of the game, so it's something that I've always kind of noticed with a lot of the fan films and stuff. They put in a plastic water bottle and it's not actually part of lore, even though it is a neat idea, but they just didn't have that production ability at that time. So sorry, I just kind of got off topic. But anyways, you have your various workbenches, which are all around the main building here. And as far as your armor workstation, it's actually part of the shop, and you can use their workstation there. So that will complete all the workstations. And as well, the water pumps, everything like that. I've checked the animations to make sure that the animations work properly. I kind of like to make sure the little details kind of go along with everything. And we do have a varied community this time with the add-on pack that I'm using. So some smaller shops, and this is a shop in Radio Tower, and again kind of the more rustic look with the overgrown vines and the molds and such. And then here I just used kind of a rusted tower, so it kind of keeps it fitting in with the swamp kind of area. And then I made a restaurant grill, kind of a sports bar I guess you could call it, called Cue Balls. And I do have a bar here on the side. That's actually a plot. I just built around the plot to make it look like part of the actual structure. And then I have the pool table here, and I placed some balls in the pockets as if it looks like someone was actually playing here. And then we have kind of the restaurant side, and my hope is that by having the bar in the one side here, with the settlers gathering inside the building here, they'll spread out onto the various seating, and once they actually sit on the tables here, they usually will eat, or they'll have like a notepad or something, which I've seen in other communities that I've built. Now, here are some more of the smaller shops. It has a clinic, and there's a gun shop, and then this is actually a recreational area. This is for endurance, and that's to increase the food production, as I have 3 food plots inside the greenhouse here. And then if you go around over here, this is an advanced plot. Now as well, I also have another recreational, which is a perception, and that increases water productivity. So I have 2 recreational facilities that both kind of add to the overall production of the food and the water. And you will find a lot of these resources that are available to you as the town develops. Now the restrooms do have working sinks, as there's running water in the community, and working fountains. I have a fountain here, and I have one in the greenhouse gardens, which actually works. And as I was saying, see, I built up around the structure here and made kind of a greenhouse warehouse with various warehouse items and such around the community, as well as a chem table here in the corner, and then a bit of just storage area in the side here. And if you walk along the back here, you can actually pick some of these, and you can see them through the window as you're walking from the outside. So just a kind of a varied collection of different plants for the community. And the working fountain was right there. Now, I did also make a player home. It's kind of like a trailer home. It's a metal structure with some wood added to it, and it's kind of just set up like a trailer would be, where it's just one long kind of room with a bathroom at the back, and you have your fridge and some sitting areas, and then of course your bed there. Now I did use a different type of chair here, which is a crate chair, seeing as I have various crates around the community, so I kind of wanted to make it look like they were using things in different areas. And here's the washroom, and again it has a working sink too. And it's just a small area, some reading material as well here. And that's about it. I can do a quick walk around and just show you here. As you come in, the shoreline is extended in certain areas. And you can walk around the whole base and the water is basically pushed back. Now I do have some turrets in various areas just to add to the overall defense. And there is a water tank back here and one solar panel with some turrets protecting this area. And this is all actually within the base area, as it has kind of a little triangle area that kind of came off the base up here, and I was trying to figure out what to do with it, and going along with the idea that I had, I found I could do this little setup here. You won't really notice this back area unless you go back to that area, but it is set up also. And then you can walk around so that there's no blocked pathways. And you can basically get to all the various areas here. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough of my newest community, DozerVil. And if there are any questions, please let me know in the comments below. I will be releasing this in the near future. I'm just working on my final stages to kind of break it down. It's always hard to build up a base and then have to break it down, but it's just one of those things that we have to do in order to make it available to you. And again, thanks a lot for watching. Take care, and I'll talk to you again.